guys, it's Katie Kozlowski, and I wanted to tell you about an experience I had this weekend because I think it speaks really powerfully to the shifts we're all experiencing on a really powerful, energetic level. And so many of us are having these feelings like within our beings, very internal transformations. And it's almost as if the pieces and fragments of what make us who we are on the inside are transforming. And we really are going through a shift from the inside out. And that speaks to things like the DNA changing, it speaks to the embodiment of energy changing. And as you know, I am a master energy coach, and what that means is that I help you understand and embody the shifts happening inside you and your emotions and your feelings, and really allow it to be in your being so that it can manifest in the world outside. And when that happens, you create this massive shift that the whole world experiences because it's happening inside you first, and then it sort of spills out into the world, and it's all about energy and it's all about vibration. So my experience this weekend was I was sitting outside and I was in the grass, and I was at my childhood home, which always stirs up some really beautiful memories for me, obviously, because that's where I was as a child, playing in the woods and talking to my fairy friends and things like that. And what ended up happening is I had this thought. It was like, what if I actually forgot everything that ever happened? What if I didn't know that I had been abused, right? Like, what if I didn't know that I had spent 13 years of my life in New York City as an actress, auditioning and having all these experiences, all of the things that happened to me? What if I didn't know? Like, what if I legitimately forgot that? And I didn't just forget that on my mental levels, but my physical levels. And I could feel that the body, right? Like my actual energy was changing. And it was almost as if my body itself could no longer remember what had happened. And it was sort of like a tingling and a sort of internal shift. And I really began to think about that. Like, what if I had forgotten? Like, what if I legitimately didn't know? How would I act? Like, would I act differently? Would I make different choices? And I began to recognize that, yes, absolutely, I would make different choices and I would behave differently, because a lot of my life was spent expecting rejection, right? Expecting people to treat me badly, expecting people to hurt me, because that's what I was familiar with. That's what I knew. And I began to realize, well, if I didn't know that that was something that had happened to me, of course I wouldn't anticipate that. I wouldn't expect that. I would live my life with an open heart. I would share freely, right? I would enter into relationships trusting more. I would enjoy my time more. I would offer myself in different ways. I would take more risks, right? All of these things would be different if I didn't know that this had happened. And it began to become very evident to me that this is very possible for us now, that we really can begin to forget that these things have happened. We can forget on a cellular level, on an internal level, that it felt like that. And when we do that, it does change everything. So I invite you to just play with that. Think about that for yourself. Like, what would be different for you if you didn't know that those things had happened? If you forgot that you'd been hurt, right? If you forgot that you'd been rejected, if you forgot that you struggled, if you forgot all of these stories and these experiences that really did happen to you, that affected you and have been affecting you, what if we really do have an opportunity now to have a massive reset and forget that pain is attached to certain things, forget that rejection, suffering, betrayal, all of these things that are ingrained in us. What if our bodies forgot? What if our minds forgot? What if our DNA forgot? Because we have an opportunity now to really experience that. And you'll find, if you explore this like I explored it, that it's a huge opportunity for you to do things differently, see things differently. Everything looks different when you forget that you've been hurt, right? When you forget to expect to be rejected. It's massive massively changing. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I wanted to share this with you and offer this as my experience and invite you to experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date on all my videos. Come over to my website, katiekozlowski.com, and get on my list and get your free meditation for lighting yourself up from the inside out. And I will see you soon. Bye.